So this is probably the best feature of this hotel, this second floor lounge overlooking the street with these huge windows. That's pretty cool. When I got here last night, the internet was broken in the hotel. But, I mean, it wasn't a big deal last night. They told me it was going to take until midday today to fix it. It's already fixed. I got my dinner from 7-Eleven last night. I went to the night market, but there were so many choices. And I wasn't that hungry, to be honest. I couldn't make my mind up, so I left it. It's a really big city, this. Really big. I'm going to have to use the underground system to get around. Right, let's see if I can get breakfast. There's breakfast downstairs, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to bring it up here or if I've got to eat it in the lobby. This is breakfast in the morning. Yep, so that's breakfast. Okay, so this breakfast is about the same as what I had in Hsinchu last year. Very, very basic. Rice porridge, tea, egg, some toast, coffee. But it's very quiet here. Like, the dining room's like silent, no one's talking. That's why I kind of like the Filipinos being at the hotel last year, because they'd all talk. To me, this is a very strange culture. So I'm going to head down to the harbour. There's an old British Consulate down there that's been turned into a museum, which is meant to be good. There's a few other things to see. I'm trying to get used to how quiet it is here, because I like quiet, but this is crazy quiet, not talking quiet. So we've got this like onsen thing. It's like a shared, they call it a bathhouse. But yeah, you basically take a shower and then you get in there. It's like a hot spring. It's a communal thing. There's one for the men and there's one for the women. So I might try that later in the evening. The only problem is I've got nowhere to dry my stuff, because like my swimming shorts, because there's constant aircon running in my room which keeps the temperature low. So I don't know if that's a good idea, actually. I wonder what they do. I wonder how they dry their stuff. But yeah, you've got washing machines here that you can use. There's a communal fridge as well. I don't know if anyone's actually using that. Oh yeah, they are. You've got to label your stuff. And we've got some very basic vending machines, nothing special at all. I'll not be using those. Right, let's go for a little explore. We're going down this road, then we turn right and left, because we've got to go over a bridge across the river, and that brings us onto like a peninsula where the old British Consulate is, and then we'll walk around that area. There's quite a few things to see there. There's a lighthouse and things. And then I'm going to check, there's the backpackers down there. I'm going to ask them tonight about the best way to get to Kaohsiung, which is that way, about 100 kilometres. And I'll also probably go to the train station and ask there as well. You've got to take your passport when you're booking tickets. Bear that in mind. So there's an Asian lady there at the front desk trying to ask a question in English because that's the common language that they use, and there's two guys and they can't answer a question. I'm like, why don't you just whip out Google Translate and that would do everything for you? That's what I used when I was teaching in Thailand, when I was explaining something a bit more complex and I needed to get the message across. I just whipped up Google Translate on the overhead projector and it was cleared up in 5 seconds. It's common sense. But yeah, so we're going this way. As usual, if you hit these road crossings at the wrong time, you're going to be waiting about 2 minutes. Like, bring a crossword puzzle or something to do at the traffic lights, because they're just constant. So these covered walkways are common, and they're quite helpful because they keep you in the shade. But from what I can see, architecturally, a lot of Taiwan looks the same. This is the £50 a night hotel, roughly. Food looks a bit better than my hotel, but from what I can see, generally, breakfast in Taiwan, in my opinion, isn't very good. It isn't very good. It's tea eggs, which are eggs which have been like boiled in tea, if that makes any sense. So they have this kind of tea flavour to them. I'd prefer just to have a regular boiled egg. I'm not a fan of those at all. Rice porridge with these bits that you add to it that don't taste anything like as good as the Thai or Vietnamese versions, in my opinion. Crappy toast, like white bread with peanut butter, but like the lowest quality peanut butter. This is exactly what I experienced last year in the other place. You can see a lot of the buildings are quite old. This is quite a modern street, but it's a pretty old building. Not that well maintained. Well, when I went to see apartments last year, one of the apartment blocks they took me to see in Jubei was disgusting. Not just old, but disgusting. That's what made me run like a little pheasant, because yeah, it was just like, are you serious? People seriously pay money to rent that? It was like the worst apartment you'd ever find in Thailand. Indonesia, a lot of Indonesian businesses. They're eating outside. And here's your property prices. Right, so those two back there, they're Indonesian. So Indonesian and Filipinos, a lot of working here. But not Thai people, not Vietnamese, from what I can see. Mainly Filipinos and Indonesians. One thing you'll notice instantly here, different from Hanoi, you can see a blue sky. So the air here really clear and unpolluted compared to Hanoi. Was bloody hell. Quite a few days there was just a smog fest. I mean, I love Hanoi for other reasons, but it's a very busy, polluted city. Very quiet and unpolluted here in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, in the south of Taiwan. And in a couple of days' time we'll be going to the very southern tip of Taiwan, if I can work out how the hell to get there. Don't worry, because I'm sure I'm going to find plenty of great things to say about Taiwan. Someone's lost their burger. Oh, they'll be really annoyed. They hadn't even started it. Again, no footpaths. I'm walking on the hard shoulder of the road in the sun, because the shaded area underneath is being used as basically a car park, and it's bloody hot. So it's a weird one. They didn't really think about footpaths. These incredibly advanced people didn't think, footpaths might be a good idea. So they're loading the gas tanks onto the bike to go out. That's the job that one of my friends in Thailand last year was doing with his family. Their job was delivering those gas tanks around Bangkok or some can. But yeah, it's things like that. So propane tanks are a big thing here for like cooking. Water bottles, you can't drink the tap water, so you have to have these like big water bottles delivered to your house. I drink a shitload of water, so I'd need that all the time. We've got fresh produce here. See, that's the footpath, and then all of a sudden the footpath becomes a fruit and veg shop. What's that over there? Meat? Chefs. I know it's a restaurant, I think. That looks like an all-you-can-eat buffet. You like walk around and put on what you like. Oh, you probably pay based on weight or size of the box or something. It's like a buffet. You pay by the individual thing that you're putting on the plate. Interesting. Then you can just sit here and eat it or take it away. Looks okay. So the population of this city, Kaohsiung, is 2.5 million people. It's the second largest city in Taiwan. It's the biggest deep sea port in Taiwan, biggest port in Taiwan. Yeah, it's a big industrial city. That's the postman. His bike needs a tune-up. If you ever hear a bike like that, it means you bought the wrong bike. And the engine's always fighting like that. Yeah, from what I've seen now in the two major places I've been in Taiwan, a lot of it looks like this. Very homogeneous. Look at that. Not very pretty. Yeah, there seem to be quite a lot of eating places like this. I've seen a few last time exactly the same, and the little dishes on the menu are like just over £1 each. Yeah, so you buy a dish or two for a couple of pounds and that sorts you out. Just have a drink. Oh, we've got French toast there. Menu's all in Chinese. Egg tarts. Oh, it looks like it's all, some of it's laid out, so you can just kind of point to what you want. They'll help you. Someone will whip out. Oh, that's where we're headed to. You see that hill over there? That's where the old British Consulate is. We've just got to get across a river down there, so we have to go up here and then use a bridge. Oh, it's a very nice day. It's nice to have this bright sunny weather, although it might be a tad too hot. Yeah, if you live in Taiwan, I think you'll build up like infinite levels of patience just from all the time you'll spend waiting at traffic lights. Because in the cities, it's like traffic light after traffic light. I don't know if they're sequenced to kind of follow the pace of the traffic, so you know, if it goes green, kind of when you get to the next one it's green. Because if it's not like that, oh my god, you're going to be seeing red. This is quite pretty. I think this is a canal. So the guys are saying there's big fish, 12 inches, and they eat them if they catch them. So these guys are from Thailand. They're doing construction. They're building a building at the moment. They just showed me a picture of it. That's cool. Okay. So I take it back, there are Thai people working in Taiwan. We've got Indonesians, Filipinos, now we've got Thai construction workers. So yeah, they're saying they're working 6 days a week, and today's Sunday, that's their day off. So they come here to fish, and they told me they can catch big fish, and they are, and then going to eat them. Ha! I thought they were Filipino or Indonesian. And they're Thai. They said they like living here. We've got a Christian church here while I wait for my light. Am I green? I'm green. Good. There was the tallest building in Taiwan here until they built the Taipei 101 tower. She's just down the road from where I'm staying. I don't think it's that one, but I could be wrong. Christian church. Not too far to go. Oh, I need to go up here actually. Yeah, these grab things are all over the place. Just like it seems to be everywhere in Taiwan. So they've got a big local market. Big market all the way down there, but they get very crowded. They're parking their motorbikes in the middle, so very limited walking space. So many of the businesses here are set up for like grab and go. This is drinks obviously, so you get a drink and then you go. Same here with food. Okay, you can sit down. You can sit down and eat. But a lot of the coffee drink style places don't have a seating area, so yeah. My favourite place so far in Taiwan is McDonald's. I get an iced green tea and I can sit and chill for as long as I like. But, if I find somewhere better, I will go. Nice convenience store. But every time now I think about buying something, drink or snack, I've got to think about where am I going to put the trash, because there's no bins. So it's quite common in the convenience store to have like a seating area. In fact, I think, yeah, they've virtually all got a seating area if they're big enough. But that's the entrance to like a typical old style apartment block. There's no elevator, you've got to use the stairs. And as you can see, not the prettiest of buildings. Yeah, the reason I wanted to start here instead of up north in Taipei was Taipei is like the busiest city in the whole country, and I just wanted to come somewhere peaceful, and I wanted to do like the south and the east coast and have some peace and quiet for a week and a half before I hit these cities on the other side of the island. So let's see how this works out. Yeah, so that might be the building those Thai guys are working on. Looks similar to the photo he showed me. They're very polite here, thank you. They do stop at crosswalks. Vietnam or Thailand, forget about it. Here, they will stop no matter what. You know, you get those people in the really fancy cars that don't stop. Well, even those people stop here. Oh, they are working. Are they on a Sunday? You can hear some working going on. But yeah, I might try hiking up that tomorrow. I'm going to kind of do this side of the city today. So we've got McDonald's and Starbucks here in what I think is a really beautiful location, because I think this is the river, so they overlook the river. But I've just had a load of food. I wouldn't mind an ice cream tea though. I might have an ice cream tea in McDonald's. Okay, yeah, so quite beautiful here. But the actual main harbour's a bit further over that way. Frying up some fish here. Thank you. And the boys are having their beers on Sunday at the back there. That's how they drink their beer. They don't really have proper bars there. Very chilled out. What we cook in here. Oh, this is rice filled with tuna and things. Oh well, this is a tram line. There's a tram in the distance there. Like, you know, the kind of trams we get in Manchester. trams are in the UK. Got them in Birmingham as well, haven't they? Yeah. There's another one coming this way. Oh right, okay. Trams. Oh, this is really pleasant. So you've got trams, but then it's on a bed of grass. They've got like a lawn underneath it. That's like the most grass I've seen in the whole city. Okay. Nice. So this little section of the city is a bit more low-rise and open. They've got quite a lot of art on the side of the buildings. And this nice tramway here. We're not too far away now from the British Consulate. Yeah, the art seems to be a big theme on this street. That's beautiful. And they've done this one. Chocolate bar. Nice. Lots of cyclists out today. Obviously you can't see it, but the hill there, there's a building there, it looks like a Buddhist temple, and that overlooks the ocean on the other side. You're going to get an amazing view of the ocean. It's very pleasant. I'm walking this way to stay in the shade. So I think they're quite proud of their tram. And monkeys are up on the hill there. There are monkeys up there, so it's quite interesting. Yeah, so that's the tram station. Yeah, it's beautiful with the grass. 1900 must signify something. Maybe that was the founding of the tram or the railway that was here. And we're going this way to the ocean. Looks like they're doing a bike tour. I was just thinking I hadn't seen a bus. Then a bus came past at like 50 miles an hour, screeching past. Yeah. So there's a nice looking coffee shop there. Miss Mate. There's a bike hanging up. Yeah, they ride pretty fast down here. So there's roads like this all over town. It is boiling hot and there's virtually no shade in places like this, so just get ready. I don't know what the deal is here. Can I go or not go? Yeah, one thing you can say about Taiwan is it definitely does have a unique feel, but whether that feeling is to my taste, well, I think I'm already feeling it's not. It'd be interesting if in 3 weeks' time I feel different to how I do right now and how I did last year, but I still feel like this is not the place for me. Yeah, you get lots of random stuff like this temple, which looks really cool. So it's another one of these self-service stores, so they take a box and then they fill it up with goodies and then they pay at the end. Yeah, I don't know, I've heard a rumour. Taiwanese are not as healthy as they could be, because they eat a lot of, well, don't cook at home, they eat a lot of other people's food. I don't like doing that. So this is like a fast food restaurant. You get a set meal for like around about 100 NTD, which is like, yeah, £2.30 ish. I'll try that at some point. Yeah, so it's pretty popular. They've got an inside eating area as well with aircon. It's all very peculiar to me. Right. When I was in Japan, I was trying to keep it cheap on the food side of things, so I was eating a lot of convenience food from the convenience store, but it was kind of Japanese style. But we went to Denny's for breakfast one morning, and it was the most beautiful experience, just so organised and well planned out. Yeah, we had a really good Denny's. I'd always wanted to try Denny's. It just happened I was in Japan and there was a Denny's, so great breakfast. Right, I'm suddenly seeing tons of tourists, so we've hit a tourist zone. Tourists going this way. That was a ferry. As far as I'm aware, I don't need to take a ferry to get where I'm going. I think I can walk across a bridge just to here and off to the right. Do you want one of those? Right, so there are some islands offshore. I think this is the ferries to the islands. The weekend as well, so it's busy, but I'm going over to this headland over here where the British Consulate's located, using my little bridge. Wow, it's going to be a bit windy in this video, but you can see a huge container ship going into port, ferries going into port. Here we've got some yachts and some apartments overlooking this marina. Wow, yeah, you never can quite picture what a place is going to be like. It's a little bit different in a good way from what I thought it was going to be. It feels very tropical here. Almost at our destination. Okay, we've got a sign, Mount Kaohsiung bunker and former British Consulate. Up this steep walkway. Hi, good morning. Oh, it looks quite nice. Is that a coffee shop, man? Wow. Okay, you're starting to get a view of the sea over there. This is very steep. So we're almost there. We've got some graffiti. Why are you here and where are you going? That's a good question. I am, what does that say? Can't quite read that. And then it says things happen for reasons. Very telling. And then you get a little bit of a view. Just got to go up a few more steep stairs and I'll be there. So wow, pretty impressive view. That's the harbour. That's the port. You can see all the cranes for unloading the boats. There's a dry dock here as well for fixing the boats. Biggest one in the country, I believe. And we're off. We're staying off to the left. I think I've walked about 3 miles to get here. Oh, there's a map. So we are about here, and this is a big like mountain. This is so cool. So you've got like the port on that side, and on the other side of this peninsula you've got the ocean looking across to mainland China. And here be the ocean. That's pretty impressive. This is the old British Consulate. Wow, God, the sports stadium right on the ocean. Cool. This is what us Brits do. Come all the way around the world and we nick the best patch of land and we build something with a good view. That's what we do. And what we did, we don't do that anymore. Wow. So I was thinking about going up to the top of that hill tomorrow, but that looks very high and it's very hot. So it's 99 to get in, which is £2.30ish. And then there's a cruise that goes somewhere about £6. Interesting. Now when I woke up this morning I had no idea that the British Consulate was a tourist attraction in the city, with the former British colony is a tourist attraction and a museum in the city of Kaohsiung, but it is. It is. I didn't know the British had much involvement with Taiwan, but let's go and have a look in the museum. Now I've heard monkeys aren't too much of an issue here. So this is a great place to come and get a view of without having to walk up too many stairs. We're going to see the port on the other side now. Oh my god, what great views. Well, this reminds me of Hong Kong. So yeah, that's kind of the main city there, and I'm staying kind of straight in front of us there, about 3 miles away. And you've got like this island out here. And yeah, it's incredible. Incredible. Wow, so I think that's how it was. I think we're there. I think that's the consulate. This is the inlet. And that's the kind of, I think it's like a sandbar. It looks like an island almost. And now the city fills in this area here. There's a really good picture around here actually. So like we're here, the mountain, the sandbar, then the city here, the river. So the first British consul in Taiwan was Robert Swinhoe in 1861, who took this ship into the port of Takao. That's the name of this port because it couldn't dock in Tainan because of the monsoon. Wow. And then they established this consulate. So I guess this was the guy, the original Consulate General of Kaohsiung. Man, it definitely looked a hell of a lot different back then. So just imagine this with no buildings, basically, pretty much. You rock up to this place, you find a deep sea port, and no how the hell, back in the day, did they used to gauge how deep the water was and whether you could dock a large boat? Would you just have to plumb the depth with something on the end of a line? Send in a smaller boat first to plumb the depth? Because there's so many, basically there's so many openings all around places like Taiwan, but the water's just not deep enough to accommodate big ships. But this is, be interesting to know actually. I'll have to have a look and see exactly how deep it is. But great start to the trip to Taiwan. Really good start. Gonna mosey back along the waterfront, I think. So if you ever come here, be aware there's 2 coffee shops. There's the one on the other side that everyone seems to be going to that's got a not very good view because it's obscured by trees and you're looking out to the ocean that way. Or come over here, you've got this little coffee shop with a city view. I think a lot of people don't realise this one's here. It says you got to watch out for monkeys pinching your stuff, but I don't think there's monkeys here. I think they're more up on the main mountain up there. Famous last words. Order latte. If you come here, you get 30 NTD off your coffee. So it's normally 90, and you get it for 60, which is like £1.30 for your coffee. So I've got an iced latte for £1.30. That's a bargain. Yeah, I'm willing to bet this is one of the best views from a coffee shop you're going to get in this whole city. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, so I'll probably go back along the seafront or the harbour front. Although I'd like to investigate that island on the other side. Maybe tomorrow I'll get that ferry and go and see what that's all about. So it took about 5 minutes to make that coffee. It's decent coffee, but he's then told me, like, when I finish drinking it, I've got to put my empty cup on the table there because hi, there's no bins, so that's how they take care of their trash. They direct you where to put your rubbish. But yeah, beautiful spot for a coffee. One note to the management: with a beautiful view like this, you don't need the crappy music. Silence would be a lot better. Yeah, the ferry's constantly going across there to this sandbar. And then there's a lot of traffic moving through the main waterway. So I think my plan. Oh, okay, I'll tell you what I've just found out. There's a university just across the water there, on that sandbar, and then in front of the university there's a beach, and there's a famous old street as well. You get the ferry straight across from there to there. So I think I'm going to get the ferry there to there, and then I can take an MRT, a train from just there almost back to my hotel. It drops me at Formosa Avenue, and then I can stop in at the backpackers place and ask about how to get to my next destination, Kaohsiung, on Tuesday. Yeah, that'll be pretty much a nice day then, wrapped up. Right, I'm glad I looked at this map. There's a whole other building downstairs. So that's us here. I came in this way, the kind of back road. There's two entrances. I came in kind of through the unofficial entrance, or the less official one. Apparently the main entrance is down here. So I'm going to go down these steps, and then there's a whole other display area down there. Historical trail, British Garden, biological survey trip of Robert Swinhoe, this guy here. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go down and explore that. But definitely it's worth coming up here for this brilliant view. Yeah, it's probably best to get a SIM card if you come into Taiwan, because unbelievably this is one of the technology production centres of the whole world. They haven't got great Wi-Fi in a lot of places. Like this coffee shop slash place I've come to, in most of Southeast Asia now, you'll have Wi-Fi every single place you go. This place hasn't even got Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi at my hotel is allegedly broken, or I'm not sure they're telling me the truth on that. I've got a feeling it's not been working for a long time. I said it's going to be fixed today by midday. I'll see when I get back to my hotel. But yeah, yeah, if you need access to the internet, reliable, and you might need a card. Music so bloody annoying. I could ask him to turn it off, but I don't think he'd understand. So this was the first ever British consulate in Taiwan, established in between 1861 and 1865. By 1865 there was a consulate here, and it was the first in Taiwan, as I had no idea about when I flew in here yesterday. But that's why we travel, hey? And you can take a cruise from downstairs. She said it's a 40-minute cruise, goes around the bay. It's about £7, so probably worth doing. So yeah, really great spot. Just if someone would kill that music, and it could just be like this, how much better would it be? Such a shame. You got the perfect view, and one of the only places where you're going to get this amount of quiet in the city, and they're pumping out bloody classical music at 100 miles an hour. So apparently this is taken from Woburn Abbey, the Blue Drawing Room. Is this Woburn Abbey? Oh yeah, okay. The origin of the English afternoon tea. Okay. When tea spread from the east to the European continent during the Victorian era, there was a 400-year-old Woburn Abbey in Bedfordshire, 100 kilometres north of London. There housed the world-famous Duke of Bedford Manor. The manor is the birthplace of renowned English afternoon tea. Oh, okay. That I never knew. So apparently aristocrats had a hearty English breakfast in the morning, which means a full fry-up, I'm guessing. Then they had lunch of bread and fruit, and then to stop them getting hungry in between lunch and dinner at 8 o'clock, they'd have to have some afternoon tea with sandwiches. Jesus Christ, they must have been working hard to need that much food. It is a very beautiful place, actually. That's one of the universities. There's a beach down there as well. So you've got university and the beach, and then that's pretty much it. That's the end of the city, and then you've got the mountain up there. And this is the main tea lounge for the people that don't know about the secret tea garden on the other side that I've just been to. Oh, and that's the famous lighthouse there at the end of the sandbar. Right, it's literally stuck on the edge of the cliff, looking like it might fall off at some point. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Yacht boarding area. He's using an incredibly sophisticated camera setup there. He's got a gimbal with all sorts of controls on it, and then a full SLR camera. Jesus. Have a strong arm. Right, this is the other part of the things. Oh, it's been a great little adventure today. That's the dry dock. Look, they've raised the boat right out of the water so they can do maintenance on the hull. Incredible. And that's the big building. Yeah, the great thing about doing tourist stuff in Taiwan is you're going to get to do it in pretty much peace and quiet, because there's not many people coming to Taiwan. So yeah, it's a great little adventure. It's the first time in ages that I feel like I'm properly exploring somewhere. Here's our explorer feeding the monkeys. Oh no, he's not feeding the monkeys. What's he got in his hand? Oh, he's got a gecko in his hand. And there's a frog. British Consul Swinho on a biological survey trip. Okay. Okay, so apparently Mr. Swinho, the first Consulate General, was also a biologist in his spare time. A number of biological finds in Taiwan were named after him, such as the Swinho brown frog and the Swinho pheasant. But also he made famous the rock monkey, which is found to be a species from this island. I think he sent samples back to the British Museum and they verified it was unique to this island. I think that's what endemic means. I'm not a biologist, obviously. Yeah, this has been well worth it, actually. Look at this. Got it set up with Shao Chuan Tao street view. After the Takao port was open, this street became gradually the main district for foreign companies and warehouses. When each country's ships had arrived at the port, they had to go to the consulate and the customs to deal with the related matters. Thus, besides the Han Chinese establishment, in the view of the Shao Chuan Tao, presence of some ethnic minorities and foreigners were also discernible. Okay, so it's basically saying this is where the foreigners used to hang out. I think they said there's the Bund here. There's the Bund in Shanghai. I don't know if that means like port front or something in Chinese. And how cool is this? So the Royal Crown Derby. I'm not sure what that is. Just the horse racing. Some scallywags here. Is the popular one. Yeah, a lady in the shop was looking a bit bored, so I tried to start a conversation with her to relieve some of the boredom, but the first thing she said to me was no English. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you're working at like a tourist place like this, you've got to have a bit of English. Okay, so the staff here have been really helpful. just told me how to get to my next destination. So take a bus from the train station. There's one going every half an hour. And they said the best place to stay is Kenting, the main town in that province. So I'll book that tomorrow. I'll find somewhere to stay. But the girl who trained as a nurse but now doesn't want to be a nurse said it's really expensive, it's a tourist spot. So the only place to eat is this convenience store, but that's what I do anyway normally if I'm in an expensive place. Plus it's not too bad of food. Did a bit of dancing. So beautiful. Okay, they were actually super helpful there. Two lads speak really good English, the girls not so much. But one of the guys, he's an English teacher and a maths teacher in his other job. So if you want to know information about this city, this place, or anywhere in Taiwan, these are really good to talk to. Look at that, magnificent. Okay, and there's like there's another old building up here. It's a fort, I think the guy said. There's the lighthouse there. I'm going to come tomorrow actually, I think, and go across and see that island. Although they said it's better to go at night time, and they have seafood along the beach, and that's the best time apparently. And they said downtown there's some sort of open art scene in warehouses that's meant to be good, so cool. And the guy said there's an island off coast, Pingu Island. You fly there in 25 minutes and it's really good. You rent a scooter. I think I've heard of that before. It's brilliant people, brilliant. So this looks like it's an old fort. The guy was saying a lot of people come to the downstairs of that British consulate not knowing there's an upstairs. Other people go to the upstairs from the other entrance not knowing there's a downstairs. I said, why don't they just put a picture of the site at the entrance? Because they give you a map, but a lot of people don't bother to open it. So this is the old fort, this bit's free. But yeah, oh wow, this is so cool. So I think that's the Coast Guard station there. And this is the old fort with the guns. Oh, and they're fishermen. Wow, there's a ton of history here. Got it all labelled up. Cool. What a beautiful spot. Yeah, so these guns would have defended the entrance to the harbour. The guy told me the water's not actually that deep. It's just deep enough, apparently. Yeah, I'm just about out of battery, but absolutely stunning. That's the university over there. Downtown there, the island here. So I think that's the original opening to the harbour, and then they built out there and they built in from this side to close off the channel. And then these are gun emplacements where they got cannons, or had cannons to defend from bad people. And that's the old lighthouse up there. Beautiful. See a whole queue of ships waiting to come into the harbour. Massive. So that's how it used to look. That's where we're pretty much here, and those buildings are pretty much there, and the old British consulate is there. Wow. And apparently you can hire these bikes for like 80p an hour. You buy a card at a convenience store, put credit on it, and yeah, it goes off time that you're riding, so you get charged 30,000 NTD for every hour that you're riding. Very well organised. Well, if you love history, you'll love a bit of this. That's where we are now, where entrance to the port. It's a gun emplacement up there, and there's a story from an English newspaper in 1906 here about how the Japanese smuggled some munitions out of Shanghai and tried to bring them here, as they were trying to say they were bamboo and steel or something, but we caught them. Yeah, that's all about a conflict between the British, the Japanese, and some other people. Very interesting. Fighting! That looks like the Japanese. So this is a map of Taiwan. We're currently here, and we're going down to here next, and then we're going to come all the way around and back to here. Kaohsiung. That's the plan. 3 weeks. That is the plan. This history is so good, and it's all air conditioned as well. Incredible. So yeah, I'd say this is a very cool, interesting city, and well worth a visit for a couple of days or more. See you. She was awesome. Her and her friends helping me out. She trained as a nurse for 5 years, worked as a nurse for less than a year, decided she didn't want to be a nurse, so that's currently her main job, which she enjoys. Yeah, we said nursing is a hard job. It's not for everyone, even if you do all the training. Some people just, yeah, can't take the stress levels, but anyone that does that job I've got total respect for. Brilliant! Oh my god. No swimming. Okay, no drones, no fishing. So I just got my dinner, which is a beautiful fried chicken cutlet, rice and 3 types of veg. You can pick what you want to go with it. And that was 120, which is like £2 from just down there. There's a massive queue of people now. But you had an English menu. I didn't know how I was going to order, but when I got there, he pulled out an English menu. So you pay first, you get a ticket, and then you go and choose what veg or accompaniment you want with it. And there's a choice of mains you can have. You've got to say what the main is when you order, but it gives you a menu, so it's not too bad. A beautiful sunset here. I'm just going to edit some videos and photos. I walked outside. I did about 6 hours today, so I feel I've done enough walking. 7-Eleven there and Moss Burger. Got my dinner from 7-Eleven last night, but it wasn't great. Thought I'd try something local, and that was amazing. Yeah, I walked out basically about 3 miles that way to where the peninsula is, and then I thought I'd done enough walking, so I came back on the subway. Yeah, which dropped me off down there, and then I went and asked, there's a hostel down there, backpacker hostel, and I went and asked them the best way to get to my next destination. So they told me the bus from the main high-speed rail station that's just down there. That's what they said. So that's all done. Yeah, so this restaurant only opened about, I think it opened about 3 or 4 o'clock. I've got upstairs seating as well, but no aircon apparently. People complaining on the reviews, but they've already run out of what I ordered, the fried chicken. Oh, she got some more. Oh, maybe she's putting some more out, but they're closed by 10 o'clock, so they're only open for a very narrow window, about 6 hours, 7 hours, maybe 6 hours. Yeah, there's a never-ending queue of people down there. It's kind of like our fish and chips in England, or the Chinese takeaway Sunday night. But yeah, it's just a constant flow of people getting their orders. One thing you don't see many of is delivery riders. Not in numbers. You see an occasional 1 or 2, but not like massive. Maybe just people prefer to come and get their own. It's a very interesting little spot, this. Tried to order a smaller dish, but not allowed, so I've had to go for a whole new set. So yeah, you basically point to whatever veg you want. Have it. Yeah, so this place is beautiful at night. Got my dinner from over there. They seem to sell out of a lot of things quite quickly. I went for a second order, she gave me the wrong dish. the guy took the wrong order. So I think next time I'll take a photo of what I want and show them, so it doesn't happen. Apparently this is wedding dress. It's that literally called the wedding dress street because of all the wedding dress shops down here. I saw a sign in the station for that. Right, I think I'm going to go to 7 and get a latte. Coffee's pretty good from 7. Oh, beautiful little spots. So where I'm sat up there on that, I'm sat basically up there where those windows are. The view out the window is just, you'd pay just to sit there all day looking out that window. My hotel room is tiny. I mean, I can't spend time in there other than sleeping, but especially last night when the internet wasn't working. But yeah, I'm sat just to this side, and then I mean the lobby's quite nice as well, but there's a lot more space upstairs and it's very safe. I can leave all my stuff up there, my laptop and everything, go to 7-Eleven and grab something and come back, not a problem. And look at this view coming across the road. We've got the train station and then we've got the tallest building in the city just down there. In my hotel there, 7-Eleven here, my hotel, I mean, I think I paid less than £20 a night for that, so I can't complain about the room being small, but it's got everything I need. It's got that's the central train station there where I came in. That is literally the front of the station to here, my hotel, and yeah, free breakfast as well. I mean, yeah, it's quite a deal right in the middle of the city. So very chilled out here. It was interesting, the restaurant where I got dinner from closed at 10 o'clock last night, but it was closed by 8 o'clock tonight. It was only open about maybe 5 hours. Open at 3, yeah. Maybe when the food's gone, when they've sold everything, they just close. Maybe it's because it's Sunday. Such a cool little spot this. So tomorrow I'm going to book my next hotel for 3 nights in the next place I'm going to. But I won't leave here too early because I don't think check-in's normally till 3 o'clock in Taiwan, so I've got to kind of feel the leaving this hotel to go into the next hotel.